Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the legislative session of August 4th. Please raise for the pledge.
Let's leave it to the flag of the United States of America. To the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Guess we can start with Dennis, please. Mark.
Okay. Trustee Ritchie,
Present.
trustee White, trustee Lopez,
Present.
trustee Quesada,
Present. All right, so mayor announcements. Anyone have announcements? No? No? All right, thank you. So I'll make a quick one, I guess. As everyone is aware, at least on village level and some local levels, enforcement of masks has been in place. So anyone that comes into any village municipal building, please be aware that you are required to wear a mask at all times. And as you can see, we are wearing masks here. So we hope this is as far as we can go, at least on this level. Hopefully things will not go back to the same. So please, I just wanted everyone that has not been vaccinated to please vaccinate yourself if possible, or just keep wearing a mask. All right. So go ahead, Martha.
Okay, moving on to administrative reports, village manager mandatory.
Thank you. Tonight, I will be appointing Mary Kay Griner to the Historic Preservation Commission for a term starting on August 4th, 2021 through December 31st, 2022. I will also be appointing Daniel Gargowitz to the Historic Preservation Commission as well to complete an open term from August 4th, 2021 through December 31st, 2021. Today was Mike Garcia's first day as Director of Youth Services for the Ossining Youth Bureau. So, hi, Mike. Thank you for the applause. We're very, very pleased about this. We will be meeting with Damia Harris actually tomorrow to have a really kickoff meeting and get started. There's many steps that we have to do to organize the Youth Bureau, establish a board, a youth council, and other things. So we're going to hit the ground running tomorrow, but there's a lot of process in place to make this successful. On Monday night, John Fry and I attended the Recreation Advisory Board meeting and barbecue at Cedar Lane Park. And as you may remember, John Fry is architect at Nexus, working on our capital improvement plans for our municipal buildings. And the purpose of this meeting was to provide background on some of the changes we will be working on at the rec center that are really aimed at providing greater safety and security in the short term, as well as looking at design concepts that can improve the center via more efficient use of spaces and upgrades to make the center have greater functionality in anticipation of youth bureau programs and other potential programming that we'd like to enhance for the community, as well as some needed aesthetic improvements. So we were there to gain input and feedback from the Recreation Advisory Board, and it was a lovely time at beautiful Cedar Lane Park. We just heard that the Mid-Hudson Economic Development just published its Downtown Revitalization Initiative, otherwise known as the DRI application. The 2021 DRI program will invest $200 million in up to 20 downtown neighborhoods across the state. Applications for the current round must be submitted by 4 p.m. on Wednesday, September 15th. And the grant requires community engagement. At least one virtual or in-person meeting must be held before the deadline. So we will be requesting $10 million. In 2019, I worked on the DRI and we did make it to the finals. We did not win. Peekskill was selected. Prior to that, I think the village had 2 applications in addition to that. One of the other prior to that did make it to the finals as well. So we're hoping we're getting more. So we're going to be applying for that. We will be next Thursday night We will be scheduling 2 public engagement sessions at 5:30 and 7:30, one in English and one in Spanish. So we'll be advertising that as well to get community feedback. And then we'll also look to do a public meeting, most likely on a Saturday to be announced, where we can also get more input as we work on this. So really is about big, creative, out-of-the-box ideas for the improvement of our village, our downtown center, all focused on work, live and play aspects of our community. So bringing jobs, bringing recreation and entertainment, and really creating a vital downtown. So we're excited about this opportunity. We weren't sure they were going to announce this year, but they did. So we will be working on it over the next couple of weeks. As Trustee Casada mentioned, Deputy Mayor Casada, masks are now being worn in the building. It's unfortunate that we have to do this, but we really want to make sure that our residents and our staff are safe. We have 3 new rec programs that still have availability. We have American Red Cross Junior Lifeguard Training for ages 11 to 14, summer playground groups for children in kindergarten through 6th grade, and summer swim week. Registration is required, which is linked on the recreation page on the village website, or you can go in person to the Computo Community Center and register for those programs and enjoy what's left of the summer. The village is also actively hiring a crossing guard and an intermediate clerk. These are both hourly positions. To view the listings, you can visit the personnel department page on the village website. All interested candidates are required to submit an application, which can also be found on the village's website. And so, you know, a crossing guard, I think, is pretty self-explanatory. Intermediate clerk is really serving a new function here at the village. Basically what would be a conventional receptionist position, also screening people as they come in the building. These are things we're going to be having more permanently in a municipal building. So if you're interested, please apply. And with that, I conclude my messages for tonight.
Thank you, Karen. So the DRI, we're definitely going to be getting that show this year.
Yes, we are planning to write the winning presentation. Yes, the winning application, get to the
Thank
finals, and then the winning
I
presentation.
appreciate that. I know it's hopefully the numbers will come to our side this time around. I know how hard the village, and I know Jamie has worked on taking all the applications so far, and I know that you and Maddie as well. We'll get there. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
Okay, Corporation Counsel Stuart Kahan.
Thank you, Martha. Good evening, folks. On tonight's agenda, we have resolutions calling for 4 public hearings, all on the 18th of April, dealing with 4 proposed local laws, with towing, with fire hazard inspections, property maintenance code, and with a cannabis law opt-out. So those will all be public hearings, and if the board approves the resolutions, they will all be on, hearings will all be on for the 18th of August. There is also an additional resolution that is under new business to allow the village manager to sign a permit to enter upon property with Metro North. This relates to the water main work that's got to be done in the vicinity of the Westerly Road Bridge. And Metro North has fairly extensive requirements with regard to entering upon their property. One of them relates to the permit application, as well as a deposit for potential work that maybe have to be done by Metro North directly, providing flagmen and things like that, as well as the application fee. So that would be presented to the board tonight so that we can proceed with at least the start of that work, which would be the soil borings and the soil analysis. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Okay, Captain Jeffrey Georgia.
Good evening, everyone. I'm filling in for Chief Sylvester this evening. Kind of give a little breakdown of what the police department's been up to since we kind of been able to get back on the horse.
regarding our community outreach as COVID restrictions lifted. And we had a pretty good time of it. They were very successful. We're getting great turnouts. Like June 13th, we had books and badges with our officers reading to children at Nelson Sitting Park. Fell into July, and we had Bike Day on Spring Street, which was great. It was a coordinated effort with the Elks, Ossining Schools, Ossining Library, and Julio's Bike Shop. There were some great helmet and water bottle giveaways. Forgive me if I'm leaving anyone out on that day, but that was a great turnout. Sometimes I think the chief actually enjoys that more than some of the people that attend. And then July 31st, we participated in a Day of Unity and had kickball with ENU Builds with our officers from the police department playing kickball. And if my memory serves me correct, I believe a couple of Mount Vernon firefighters came up to play as well. And as we all know, Detective Chavez with his chess on Wednesday nights, he doesn't know, but we coined it Chess with Chavez. That takes place at Market Square. We do have a couple events that we're planning on having. You're gonna have to stay tuned with it with the restrictions coming back in as far as COVID is concerned. But August 10th, we were looking to do another kickball at Nelson Park. August 12th, we're looking to another bike day on Spring Street. The 21st of August, we're going to do books and badges again, this time at the Dale Avenue Park over there. And on September 2nd, we're hoping to do a movie night at the waterfront. Again, those dates are all subject to change. I would stay in tune with any announcements as far as when we're going to be hosting those events. But yeah, thank you for everyone who comes out and participated in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain. So two things on that one. I believe I mentioned to you last time, a lot of neighbors love the closing of the street on Spring Street, and I would like to see more of that happening. Maybe not during the week, but maybe in the weekend. But you guys can figure that out. A lot of people actually asked me that this past weekend if we were doing anything like that this weekend coming up. So the other one is I do want to thank you and the department in regards to helping Sergeant Donahue with the drone in this past Monday to one of our boards, the HPC, in regards to one of the facilities not too far from the police station. So it was very helpful to have a different perspective from a drone view to one of our historic buildings here in the village. So I want to thank you and the department for the help that you provided to us.
Thank you. It's a great asset to have, and pretty quick response as well, which is good. Thank you.
Moving on to organizational announcements. Is there anybody here in the Zoom room who would like to make an organizational announcement? Please raise your virtual hand if so. Seeing no one, is there anybody here who would like to make a public?
It's Martha's.
Oh, my bad. So I'm going to say it again. Okay. Is there anybody here who would like to make an organizational announcement on our Zoom room? And if so, please raise your virtual hand. Seeing no one, is there anybody here who would like to make a public comment on any of the agenda items tonight on the agenda? Please raise your virtual hand if so.
No one's raising their hand.
No one, Jamie? Okay, thank you. Moving on to village board resolution. Resolution B then. Approval of minutes, July 28, 2021. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the minutes of the July 28, 2021 special meeting as presented.
So moved. Any comments?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Approval of voucher detail, August 4th, 2021. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby approves the voucher detail report dated August 4th, 2021, and the amount of $275,527.01. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the board?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Call for public hearing, proposed local law 4 titled, A Local Law Adding a New Chapter 247 Towing, deleting Chapter 250, Article 4, Vehicles and Traffic Removal and Storage of Vehicles, and amending Chapter 250, Article 7, Vehicles and Traffic Enforcement of Traffic Tickets of the Village of Ossining Code. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby calls for a public hearing to take place at 7:30 p.m. on August 18, 2021, at the Municipal Building, first floor boardroom, 16 Croton Avenue, Ossining, New York, to consider proposed local law 4 2021 title, a local law adding a new chapter 247 towing, deleting chapter 250, article 4, vehicles and traffic removal and storage of vehicles, and amending chapter 250, article 7, vehicles and traffic enforcement of traffic tickets of the Village of Ossining Code. Can be it further resolved that the proposed local law adds a new chapter 247 relating to towing vehicles in the Village of Ossining at the request of the Ossining Police Department, and be it further resolved that the proposed local law amends Chapter 250, Article 7 relating to enforcement of parking tickets, and be it further resolved that for those individuals who want to watch and/or participate in the public hearing remotely, the following contact information is provided. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second. Any comments from the board?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Call for public hearing, proposed local law 9, title 9, 2021 titled, A Local Law Amending Chapter 133, Fire Hazard Inspections of the Village of Ossining Code. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby calls for a public hearing to take place at 7:30 p.m. on August 18, 2021, at the Municipal Building, first floor boardroom, 16 Croton Avenue, Ossining, New York, to consider proposed local law 9, 2021 titled, A Local Law Amending Chapter 133, Fire Hazard Inspections of the Village of Ossining Code. And be it further resolved that the proposed local law amends Section 133-5 regarding compliance with the request for a fire hazard inspection, assessment, and collection of fees, and possible lien where the fees are not timely paid, and be it further resolved that for those individuals who want to watch and/or participate in the public hearing remotely, the following contact information is provided. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments? I do have a few, just one actually. I want to thank Stuart for all the hard work that he has done on this particular law, and obviously the department as well. And I just got to mention on the resolution D for the towing as well. He did a lot of work. I know there was a lot of research and a lot of coordination. So I want to thank him for all the hard work. And obviously, I want to thank the police department on this, the chief and Lieutenant Damiano and Captain as well for doing all that coordination. So thank you.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Call for public hearing, proposed local law 10, 2021 titled, A Local Law Amending Chapter 162, Housing/Property Maintenance and Building Code Administration of the Village of Ossining Code. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby calls for a public hearing to take place at 7:30 p.m. on August 18, 2021, at the Municipal Building, first floor boardroom, 16 Croton Avenue, Ossining, New York, to consider proposed local law 10, 2021 titled, A Local Law Amending Chapter 162, Housing/Property Maintenance and Building Code Administration of the Village of Ossining Code. And be it further resolved that the proposed local law adds a new subsection 162-28M, utilization of third-party design professionals. And be it further resolved that for those individuals who want to watch and/or participate in the public hearing remotely, the following contact information is provided. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Call for public hearing, proposed local law 11, 2021 titled, A Local Law Adopted Pursuant to Cannabis Law Section 131, opting out of licensing and establishing on-site cannabis consumption establishments within the Village of Ossining. Resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Village of Ossining hereby calls for a public hearing to take place at 7:30 p.m. on August 18, 2021, at the Municipal Building, first floor boardroom, 16 Croton Avenue, Ossining, New York, to consider proposed local law 11, 2021 titled, A Local Law Adopted Pursuant to Cannabis Law Section 131, opting out of licensing and establishing on-site cannabis consumption establishments within the Village of Ossining. And be it further resolved that for those individuals who want to watch and/or participate in the public hearing remotely, the following contact information is provided. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Any comments?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Is there any continuing business of the board?
No.
New business of the board, authorizing the village manager to sign a permit to enter upon property with Metro North Commuter Railroad and for village treasurer to pay Metro North Commuter Railroad for the permit and services. Resolved, the village manager is authorized to sign a permit to enter upon property and to permit with Metro North Commuter Railroad, Metro North, more specifically to enter the Hudson Line Ridge right-of-way at or near milepost 30.80 at Ossining, New York, to perform a site evaluation, engineering assessment, and geotechnical investigation in anticipation of the installation of a subterranean water line crossing under the Hudson Line right-of-way in the village of Ossining in the county of Westchester in the state of New York. And be it further resolved that the village manager is authorized to provide such other documents as required by Metro North and/or Metropolitan Transportation Authority in connection with the entry permit. And be it further resolved that the village treasurer is authorized to issue payments to Metro North of the non-refundable sum of $2,000 as compensation for the application and preparation of the entry permit. And be further resolved that the village treasurer is authorized to pay to Metro North the sum of $15,000, which payment represents Metro North's cost estimate for performing the service of this entry permit. And be further resolved that the aforementioned $15,000 payment to Metro North is an advance deposit based upon the estimated cost and does not constitute a lump sum price for the performance of this work. Railroad may request an additional deposit in the event that the value of the services performed are projected to exceed the amount of original deposit, and railroad may discontinue its performance in the event of the village's failure to deposit the additional amount requested. If the cost of the actual services provided by the railroad are less than the estimated amount paid, the railroad would promptly refund the overpayment. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second. Any comments?
So this is just asking Metro North for getting permission to go onto their property to look at the site where you're gonna have to dig, right?
That is correct. That is correct. And they have very strict requirements, and the $15,000 relates to manpower that Metro North may have to provide in connection with the work, such as flag people and things like that. And if it's not all spent, the money comes back.
And this is under the overpass that's noted?
That's correct. This would be where that is. They're actually going to have to go onto the tracks, they're not going to have to do it where the tracks are, but on either side, they're going to have to take soil borings and samples.
This is east and west sides?
Exactly where, I can't tell you. Ultimately, the pipe is going to go underneath the tracks. So it's going to go across the whole thing rather than being on top of, being underneath the bridge.
Do we know when we're expecting to do construction on this store?
We're going to have, the contract's going to have to go out for bid. So that's a resolution that will come before this board. This is just essentially the preliminary work.
Got it. All right. Thank you. Any additional questions? Martha?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Is there anybody here who would like to address the board on any of the issues not relating to the agenda but are relevant to the common good of the village? If so, please raise your virtual hand.
I do not believe the person that's in there is going to be raising their hand.
Okay. In that case, can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, everyone. As you can see, it was a short meeting, very fruitful. I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of resolutions that we passed for public meetings for the next 2 weeks. So that's that's what I have. And
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
thank you, Martha. Thank you, Trustee Lopez. And see everyone next week on a work session on the 11th. Thank you so much.